A funeral was taking place in the cemetery. At the priest's request, everyone prayed for the peace of the departed soul. After the prayer, people slowly began to leave the graveyard. At that very moment, as Ethan was walking out, his eyes fell on an old Ouija board lying near a tombstone. Making sure no one was watching, Ethan quietly picked it up and slipped it into the pocket of his coat. As soon as he lifted the board, there was a sudden stir near one of the graves. A shadow passed right beside him. He turned around quickly. There was no one there. The funeral had been for Ryan, the son of the city's wealthy businessman Mr. Anderson. Ryan had died in a tragic accident. He was also Ethan's classmate in college. That night, after coming home, Ethan took out the Ouija board and began convincing his younger brother Noah to play it with him. Noah asked curiously, "Bro, what is this, and how do you even play it?" Ethan smiled. "It's a really interesting game," he said. "This board has the words yes and no, all the alphabets from A to Z, and numbers from 0 to 9. We place our fingers on a coin and call upon a spirit. The spirit then moves the coin to answer our questions." He added, "Mom and Dad aren't home tonight. Let's play together." At first, Noah refused, but after Ethan's repeated requests and a bit of emotional blackmail, he reluctantly agreed. Late that night, the two brothers turned off all the lights in their room. They lit candles all around. Noah was still nervous. He said, "Bro, think again. What if something goes wrong? And by the way, where did you even find this board?" Ethan laughed. "You're always scared for no reason. If you have any questions for the spirit, you can ask them too. It'll answer everything." They placed a coin on the board and sat down. Noah's hands trembled slightly. Ethan scolded him. "If you don't want to play, just leave. Don't ruin my mood." Noah, frightened, finally placed his finger on the coin. Together they began chanting, "Any Holy Spirit passing by, please come. Any Holy Spirit passing by, please come." For a while nothing happened. They waited in silence. Then suddenly the coin moved on its own. They looked at each other in shock. Noah whispered, "Bro, are you doing this?" Ethan snapped, "No! Don't mess with me!" Noah said softly, "I swear, it's not me." Ethan's eyes gleamed with excitement. "So, there really is a spirit here," Ethan said aloud. "Spirit, if you're here, give us a sign." Immediately the coin slid to yes. Ethan's face lit up. "See, Noah, I told you. This is going to be fun. We'll get answers to all our questions." Ethan asked, "Spirit, what's your name?" The coin slowly spelled out, R-Y-A-N. Ryan. Noah's face went pale. He turned to Ethan. "Please stop. Let's not do this anymore." But Ethan ignored him. "Just a little longer," he said. "I need to know if this is really Ryan or someone else." Ethan then asked, "Spirit, what do you want?" The coin moved. Revenge. Ethan frowned. "But why? What did anyone ever do to you?" Suddenly the entire room's atmosphere changed. The candles flickered wildly. A terrifying figure appeared in front of them, its head bleeding, eyes hollow, and its body covered in dirt and blood. It was Ryan, the same Ryan who had been buried that very morning. Noah screamed, and in the next second, he found himself lying in his bed. He looked around. No board, no candles, no spirit. His body was drenched in sweat. He gasped. Was it all just a dream? He opened the wardrobe. The Ouija board was still there, exactly where Ethan had placed it after returning from the cemetery. How is it here? What does this mean? Was that dream real? He sat frozen, terrified. Then he realized Noah wasn't in the room. Ethan grabbed his phone and turned on the flashlight. The power was out. He called out in the dark, "Noah, where are you?" He searched every corner of the house. Finally, he stepped into the garden. It was pitch dark. Only the flashlight beam cut through the night. Suddenly, a bat flew right over his head. Ethan jumped back, startled. He pointed the light ahead. Someone was sitting on a chair in the middle of the garden. Ethan slowly walked closer. He reached out and touched the person's shoulder. It was Noah. Relieved, Ethan sighed. "Here you are. I've been searching everywhere. Come on, let's go inside." As he held Noah's hand and led him back toward the house, the lights suddenly came back on. And there, coming from inside the house, was Noah, walking toward him. He said, "Bro, what are you doing out here? I was looking for you." Ethan froze. He turned around slowly. The Noah whose hand he was holding was no longer Noah. It was Ryan. A horrifying smile spread across his face. From his mouth came one word: revenge. Ethan stumbled back in fear. Ryan's spirit stood right in front of him. Noah looked at his brother and asked, "What's wrong? Why do you look so scared? Who's taking revenge?" Ethan stammered, "Ryan, he's here. He's come for me." Noah laughed. "You've been drinking again, haven't you? Come on, you're not making any sense. Let's go to bed. We'll talk in the morning." But Ethan kept repeating, "I'm telling you, he's here. He's here for revenge." Noah didn't listen. He took Ethan by the arm and led him back to the room. As Ethan glanced over his shoulder, Ryan was still there, his glowing eyes fixed on him. The next morning, Ethan went to the church and confessed everything to the father. The father listened quietly, then said, "My son, you've committed a grave sin. Ryan's soul will not rest until you truly admit what you did." Ethan stepped into the confession box and broke down in tears. "Forgive me, Father. I made a terrible mistake." His mind flashed back to that day in college, the day Ryan died. He remembered how Ryan had caught some students buying exam papers. Ryan had confronted Ethan saying, "People who study all year, what about them? Why are you doing this, Ethan?" Ethan had snapped, "Don't lecture me. Stay out of my business, or you'll disappear and no one will ever know." Ryan had glared back. "Are you threatening me?" Ethan shoved him. The argument turned ugly. Ryan stormed out of the college, but Ethan followed him on his bike. He made a call to someone saying, "He's on his way out, be ready." Moments later, a truck rammed straight into Ryan's motorcycle. Ryan was thrown onto the road, badly injured. Ethan pulled up beside him, smirking. "Thought you were flying high, huh? Look at you now." Then he rode his bike over Ryan's body. Ryan screamed in pain until his voice went silent. He died right there on the road. Inside the confession box, Ethan sobbed uncontrollably. The father said, "My son, your sin is unforgivable. Not even God may pardon this. But if a man truly repents from his heart, even God takes a step toward forgiveness." He continued softly, "We'll pray for Ryan's soul tonight." Ethan left the church, filled with guilt and sorrow. Outside the gate, Ryan was standing there. But this time his face wasn't angry, it was calm. Ethan stood frozen, staring. And then, out of nowhere, a speeding truck hit him. Ethan was thrown to the ground. From a distance, Ryan's spirit watched silently. There was no hatred in his eyes anymore. Ryan had forgiven his killer, but God had not forgiven Ethan's sin.